Hello and welcome to part 5 of Let's Plays Disco Elysium. Now, we haven't talked to this lady yet, so let's have a chat.
Hello again, sweetie. I see you met up with your colleague.
She looks at the lieutenant. The lieutenant nods politely. Wait, who's Sweetie? Does that mean you like me?
You are a handsome man, officer, with your moustache and your chiseled jaw.
Gosh.
And that silly dimple on your chin.
Okay. So she's seeing our good features.
But dear, you're not for me. I'm too old and too married besides.
She seems to be the first person who who does have an interest in us. In another time and place she might have flirted back, but that ship sailed long ago.
You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Her eyes glitter over the rims of her glasses as she looks up, smiling. This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot. I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't know where I am, or what I'm doing, or anything. Ooh, I could ask her for money. Yeah, right, Sweetie needs money. Do sweeties get money? Her expression becomes very serious. Oh, Sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial troubles. When do you get your next paycheck? If she could, this woman would feed and clothe you and every other sad, lost person on this earth. Oh, so we could tug at her heartstrings. Your deportment remains dignified as you shed a single manly tear. It isn't easy for me to ask this of anyone, but I am at the end of my rope. Any money you have could help me. Sweetie, I only have a few cents on me, but she unfastens a gold commemorative pin from her left jacket pocket and drops it into your palm. I could give you this to pawn, just to tide you over. Wonderful, the lieutenant remarks drolly. He has a pin. The pin is round and slightly tarnished. 3 sailboats in a bas-relief with the sun hovering over the water behind them. A chipped green banner at the bottom reads Saint Baptiste, Summer 31, Dinghy Races. What is to pawn? It's easy. You bring a valuable item to a pawnbroker, who then gives you money for it. You can get it back later for a slightly larger sum if it hasn't been sold, but you never end up doing that anyway. This will help me out, Lena. Thanks. She smiles up at you. You're quite welcome, dear. Okay, so I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't know where I am, what I'm doing, or anything. Her eyes follow your movements with some concern. Yes, officer, you look rather dazed, like a stunned fox, but surely things can't be that bad. She won't judge you, no matter what you say. I drank so hard I forgot literally everything. Oh my. It takes a moment to process. You know where we are, right? We're I'm so tempted to go for the we're dead haunting each other. The wacky option, but it's whirling in the rags. It was on my keys. Where is it located? In Revachol? Yes, indeed. We're in the fine city of Revachol. Honestly, I don't know diddly squat about Revachol. What kind of place is this? Her grey eyes widen. How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I. I haven't seen many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days. There's a pause as she studies your expression. You must look quite lost. Speaking of history, do you know what year this is? Ooh, it's a bad year, in my late 40s or 50s. I don't even know how old I am. There, the year is 51, and spring has only just started. I'm sure there are better days ahead. The lieutenant studies you, rubbing his chin. I'm beginning to suspect that you might indeed be completely adrift in this reality, thinks the lieutenant. How can it be that bad? Never mind. We're in this now. Lena says, I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government? Ooh. We are governed by intelligent machines that perform calculations to determine the freest market. Everyone hustles and grinds like a badass visionary. Oh, no, nothing like that, dear. Revachol is a zone of control, led by an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have almost no government of our own, certainly no machines. I don't know, still looks like there's a lot of hustling going on. Maybe she's wrong. Also, if there's no government, how come there are cops? Oh dear, this is troubling. You really ought to know that, being one yourself. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone. So, how did I do? You didn't do too well, dear. It looks like you're having trouble remembering things, history and places. Remembering reality, in a word. It's very odd. Kim sighs. The lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook. But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what this world needs. And while I'm no doctor, such bouts of amnesia are often temporary. So I wouldn't worry too much. What is this revolution you mentioned? A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, and so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago. But I am a cop. Whatever it was hasn't stopped me. Of course, sweetie, I really don't know how to explain it better. I'm just a poor woman, she thinks. What do I know of these things, and how can I help you? Who could tell me more? Someone more educated in sweeping matters? Maybe you should ask. She turns to the lieutenant. No, he looks away. I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective. Of course, she turns to you. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated, though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez. How would you like to roll with me? Her eyes light up. Whatever do you mean? I want you to be my wheelchair partner in fighting crime, ridding backyards of corpses, catching sequence killers. Sequence killers? Oh my, she sounds impressed, but I think you already have a partner, sweetie. A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree. I know, but there are also side mysteries, sequence killers and forays into the paranatural. I can assure you with absolute certainty there are no sequence killings taking place in Martinez. Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble. Lena turns to you. I wouldn't be of much use to you anyway, sweetie. Why, 3 heads are better than 2. Thank you, but she looks out the window wistfully. Martinez isn't the most wheelchair accessible place, you know. I'd slow you down. She turns back to you with a hopeful glint in her eyes. Maybe another time? Maybe. I gotta get going now. Of course, dear. Good luck with your case. She gives you a small wave. Okay, so we gained a pin, which is interesting. Isn't worth a hell of a lot. Okay. So it looks like we have a thought in our head, the lonesome way home, and we're just processing it at the moment. So it's actually a bit of our memory properly returning. So hopefully that will go well. I'm sure sometime in the evening some of those doors are opening up, at least that's what the sign said, so I will try not to go too far and keep going back and checking. So have a new mission, get a reality lowdown. Right. Ooh. So I think I was able to oh no. Good mail delivery box. The box seems happy. Perception. Each shit pig fucked by Coon, and Saint G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and Bassie Set. Mailbox also. Been there. Post La Adventurer. Mail collection box. Been there. Oh, we healed 1 morale. The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder, then you swallow. Let's see what happens if we pass it again. If we can heal back all of our morale. That's quite useful. Good mail delivery box. It seems to be just about all we can get out of it for the time being. We haven't looked at this bookshop yet. We get a couple of boxes, bottles. I think we've got some ammonia, so we're going to try to take this body down from the tree again. Okay. We have ammonia. Can we use it? We get a +1 anyway. Don't... Do we need to use it? Where is it? Ampules of ammonia. Can we equip it somehow? No. It just gives us a +1 for having it. Anyway, let's try this check again. The ammonia only makes it worse. The combination forces tears out of your ducts. You manage to keep it in once. Oh, no. The second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears. The ammonia didn't help at all. Nor does the wind right now. You feel the lieutenant pat your back rhythmically. The weight is reassuring, like a crenelle of solid fortification. Pat, pat, pat. I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You're facing tough odds here. Alcohol withdrawal makes it considerably harder. Why can't I keep it in if I've been a cop my whole life? I've seen captains puke their guts out. It never gets easier. You never get used to the smell. Every Monday it's cadaver day. Throw up, investigate, throw up, initial autopsy, throw up, bag it. He pats on the back again. Then drive to the station, maybe throw up on the way there, if you didn't bag the thing tight enough. You seem fine. I think I've lost my sense of smell. There's a pause. It's a white lie. Not being hungover helps too. Can we do something else? Or I can ask him to do it without me. Yeah, do it without me. I just can't keep it down. No, this is a two-man assignment, because it needs 2 officers to complete. I need your help. He withdraws his hand and looks you in the eye. You need to get your shit together. But my shit already is together. No, it's not, officer. Okay. Thought gained. Volumetric shit compressor. We should go talk to the locals, find something else to do while the wind changes. It's pretty bad right now. You have received a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought cabinet and equip it. Okay. Give it half an hour, get yourself together, then come back and have another go. Okay. So there's another thought. There we go. And we can equip that. So we're working on that as well now. Let's hope these are useful. Right. Right, so we have to complete this thought first. Okay, so I think there were some bits and pieces we could do over here. There's a door we could go through. Yellow roses, dozens of them. Tulips too. Ooh. Let's taste the cakes. Oh, want to buy a raincoat +1 to endurance. Ooh. I don't think we have enough money for raincoats at the moment. You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent except for the big Freet slogan on the back. What's that? What is what? The girl leans over the counter to see what you're referring to. It's a raincoat? If you want to buy one, then it's only for real. She taps the glass counter. The raincoats patiently wait for purchase. I can afford it, but it seems a bit expensive for my current state. I'm just going to see what endurance does for me. And so endurance, take the blows, don't let the world kill you. Okay, so I'm not sure, was that an endurance check on the they're taking the guy from the tree? It might have been, so that could be an option. A melancholy pop song plays on the radio. Okay. A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo. Their logo is the bloodless rose, pure white, untouched by harm. Just ask me if you need anything from Saint Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Druamine, magnesium and hypnogamma. Okay. So I can ask what those projects do, and she says, I don't know, let's see, Nosifed is a nasal spray, dopamine is a really good painkiller, magnesium is a dietary supplement, hypnogamma is... She stops. I don't really know what it is. I guess it makes you feel less shit. It's recommended to use after lots of partying, studying and exercising. Ooh, can you be more specific? She chews her bubblegum absent-mindedly. No, sorry, I'm not like a doctor or anything. Okay, oh, okay, so it heals a lot of morale, apparently. So it's like for a big morale boost. Who is Saint Baptiste? You know, she nods slowly to the cabinet, the pharmaceuticals company. Saint Baptiste Pharmaceuticals? The one that sells meds out of Saint Baptiste? That one? There? She's right. Saint Baptiste, the company, derives its name from the city. Itself so named because that's what it is. A rare case where that really is the full etymological history, as far as anybody knows, at least. Okay, so I can buy health stuff and morale stuff. If I need to. Does she have anything interesting to say?
Welcome to Fripp. Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
She returns to her magazine. What's the magazine she's reading? What's the magazine
You mean
reading?
this?
She looks at the cover, boasting a colourful photo of two girls kissing.
This is Pop Stars. It's got like famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode featured on page 34. This speaks to you. Forget about that. What is this fashion police featurette?
It's where they rate different outfits famous people wear. It's kind of funny. They're kind of mean. It's about who's the most stylish.
I bet your hat would take the prize.
No. I don't like it. I hate it.
Oh, we don't
We
have
are
a
not
good
the fashion
job
police.
with
We're the real police.
with flattering her.
You mean this? This is Pop Stars.
Okay.
It's got like
Let's see if,
famous people in it. It's where
let's
they
see
rate
if
different
there's a-
outfits famous people wear.
Who's the
It's kind of funny.
guy in there
They're kinda
right
mean.
now? And does he
It's
look
about
like
who's the most
this?
stylish.
Point to yourself.
Uh,
Her lazy eyes scan up and down your body, assessing the situation.
No, I don't think so.
We are not the fashion police. We're the real police.
Okay, I've got some questions for you, some real
okay,
questions.
I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but
She puts down the magazine. Can you tell me anything about the dead body? I don't know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so... Did you know the man who died? Not really? Not really. Does it mean you knew him a little? No. I didn't know him at all. How long has it been there? I don't know. Really long? What do you think happened? I don't know. No need to worry, the lieutenant's voice is soothing and professional. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay? Okay. She scratches her head. Thank you for your help. Uh-huh. Can you tell me anything about this reality we're in? Reality? You mean, what reality? Economic reality? Or... She's like a student unexpectedly called upon by a teacher. She can she answer the classroom question? No, I meant the physical reality. I don't know. What about it? The coalition, what's that? Someone told me there was one. Our government? Or do you mean something else? Sorry, I really need to finish this article. What is the revolution? When ordinary people take over government and demand democracy? What about the one we had here in Revachol? Yeah, it happened like 50 years ago or so. Sorry, I'm not very good at history. I mean... What time is it? I don't know, look at the clock. It's right behind you on the wall. Where are we? We're in Freet? No, I mean, where are we on a larger scale? As mankind, or as a nation, or... What will her essay prompt be? As a mankind. In a good place? She rubs her face, thinking. I mean, science is doing great. And this radio computer thing seems to be kind of big. I don't know, she shrugs, then folds her magazine back. Okay, I won't bother you with this nonsense anymore. Cool. She seems happy to return to her reading. Something interesting at the back there. Shimmering wall of vices, a colourful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the wall, inviting you closer. This is not a good place for a recovering addict. The clerk looks at the wall of goods behind her. Guess not, no, she adjusts her hat. I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health, but I guess you already know that. Don't ask, just don't look. Don't do anything here, just go away. Get back to work. So it looks like the alcohol can help with physique, but is bad for morale. And the cigarettes is good for intellect, but bad for health. The tear machine stands in the corner. Sign says 1 bottle, 10 cents. Okay, insert all my bottles. I got 2 real and 70 cents. You're richer now. Not massively richer, and certainly not when it comes to the debt my character is owing. Honestly, there doesn't seem to be any way to get that kind of money.
Scab?
Scab, asked the man, with jolly eyes tilting his head. I'm not a scab, I'm a cop.
I was just messing with you. No
His
one's ever
smile-
seen a cop scab.
His smile deepens his wrinkles even more.
Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money.
He chuckles and realizes,
Speaking of, what brings the RCM here, to the wild north?
I've
Come to see the strife?
I've come to Martinez investigating a murder. Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. Maybe you could help me solve it by telling me who did it? Of course, Policia. He gives you a sly smile. It wasn't me. You can rule me out. Easier that way. Should we? He's nice. I don't like nice. He didn't do it. It's the truth. I'm a bit short of money right now. Can you give me some of it? Sure thing, friend. I can help you out. He flips a coin towards you. Try to catch it. Oh dear, the coin narrowly slips by your outstretched fingers and falls to the ground. Oh, I'm sorry, didn't mean to throw it like that. It's the thing we harbour folk do, passing around cargo and such. He rubs the back of his head. It was not meant as provocation or ridicule. Lieutenant Kusanagi picks up the coin and hands it to you. Appreciated. Right, always glad to help out the RCM. We're on the same branch, you and I. Humans, I mean, not slithering scabs. What's the strike about, anyway? You know, serious business, he smiles. I'm sure the big boss would be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first. He's a chatty guy, wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on better footing with the organisation. Okay. I need to know what's behind those gates. My friend, I respect the right to roam. The open range awaits. He gazes over the roundabout with a glint of longing. Does that mean you can let me through the gate? I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. He takes a swig and points up the stairs with his flask. The passage grants itself. If it's all so simple, why don't the strike bearers or even strike breakers just go up the stairs? That simple? I can just walk in? Aye, walk right past Measurehead and go in. Past Measurehead? Yeah, the 2.5 metre tall Seminese supremacist there. He points to the bridge above the gates. Walk right past him. Okay. Right. Then press the button to unlock the door. Ha. Then go past him again. Okay. And you enter the harbour through the office. Esta. So you're saying it's actually quite difficult. Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could be best Measurehead in a physical confrontation. Really? Me? Or you could convert to his Seminese supremacist worldview, or he strokes his moustache. Maybe it actually is completely impossible. Has anyone here bested him in a physical confrontation? Not yet, no. He fixes his eyes on you, evaluating your prowess. He is incredibly strong. Have any of the scabs tried converting to his worldview? Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy was proven, overly heroic, for the scabs to convert to. Not enough intuition. Got it. Another thing. Sure, the man whistles a jaunty tune, the wind rustling his whiskers. Okay, I think that's it. I'll move, get going. Ooh. My thought has been completed. Bizarre scientific news from Revicol Westerday, where a police officer's shit has been observed as a pressure of around 495 gigadecimals. These metallic hydrogen levels of shit togetherness were thought to exist only at the centre of collapsing stars, not law officials. It remains to be seen how long the shit singularity lasts. All endurance white checks unlocked. Learning cap for endurance raised to 4. Okay. So, does that make a heck of a lot of difference to me currently? So endurance is like my main problem. So it basically means we can have another. Let's at least take a look up here. Maybe there's another way to get round. A notice in case of a strike, press button behind guard. A hermetically sealed door, locked by electronic means. There's no lockpicking or door kicking in this one. How do we get up there? There must be some way to get up there. Looking thick. Okay, so that would be the button. do it. Just look at him, the wonderful hunk. Your body
Your
betrays
body betrays your degeneracy.
You ain't wrong.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
The young woman at the giant's side agrees. Don't say anything. Size him up first. Okay, let's size him up first and say
Are
nothing.
you admiring my morphophysiology?
A ripple of muscle passes underneath his skin. He lets you look.
It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, Ham Sandwich. You are not in danger because you are not a threat to me.
Okay, my body is unimportant. I'm with the police and we need to get into the harbour.
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to Al-Ghul.
His face contorts in disgust, as if he was smelling a dead rat.
You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
Wait, Al-Ghul?
Yes, Al-Ghul.
I'm a bit slow myself. Apparently it's alcohol. He means alcohol. Do you mean alcohol? No, I should say just understood because
I
it's
doubt
clear.
it. My microcephalic race, so.
Okay, so you're right. I'm an alcoholic. Now I need to enter the harbour.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the Ham Sandwich race is waning.
Show him the ham. Still got it. The race stuff is unimportant here. I just need you to help me do my job, please.
Begging for help. Attempting to pass via for cooperation. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen.
He pauses.
You were once a noble and powerful race. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Quakers. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are
Gosh.
obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture. You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbour. Come on, I just need you to move about 20 centimetres back.
It is my task to keep the degenerate drunks from entering the army.
You're right about all this. I just need you to let me into the harbour.
Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great world war. Bring your troops to the Simonine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum for you. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al-Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art, and your microcephalic skulls.
So We could have subscribed his advanced race theory. That doesn't seem like a great idea, though, even if we could. Because, well, the idea that one race is superior to another is just not. You serve the Union, don't they? Aren't they white? Or we could say, what are your tattoos supposed to mean? Let's ask a sort of offside question. I don't think racial supremacy in any of its forms is ever good. Racists are generally not very good examples of their race. He gestures towards the lorryman down the street. I'm not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. This should dispel any doubt. Are you sure I'm not craniometrically superior to you? You exhibit forward projection of the jaw, indicative of schizophrenia and sexual inaccountability. From a purely aesthetic standpoint, the dimple in your jaw makes you look like a baby. This is not craniometry, just an observation. What else? It's impossible to see any more of your bone structure. It is covered in the ravages of Al Ghul. From what remains of your features, I see fleshy lips, baldness of the head, and long arms relative to lower limbs. This leads me to conclude you are not a police officer, you are a common criminal, an offspring of murderers and sailors from Sur la Clef and Vespa, and possibly even the degenerate sheep herders of UBI. Interesting. So one of my ancestors was Sur la Clef and the other Vespa. Your racial heritage is uninteresting. It is the same as all Revicolians. Your parents and their parents made this decision to reproduce while under the influence of Al Ghul. That is the only reason you are here. Okay. So these options, these check options don't seem great, so let's try you serve the Union, don't you? Aren't they white? Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that. He turns his eyes towards the harbour, seemingly bored with you. There must be some friction there. He's keeping it well hidden, however. Yeah, but you serve them. How does that factor into your life? Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront polycultural capital, something your race, naivistic communists, never did. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic. My jam is a mysterious fourth thing. Jam, individualism, you've gotten these ideas from degenerate youth culture, have you not? You have picked them up from rock and roll songs. It's true, I'm a rock and roll star and a rebel. Rock and roll is moribund, only Kodjkos listen to it anymore. There is no life left in it. My people abandoned it long ago. It leads only to neurodegenerative herpes and heroin overdoses. I'm not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race. Okay, who are the Seminoles? The South Island race, haplogroup A4A. We are the rightful masters of the Insulidian archipelago. We descend from the Areopagites of ancient Pericarnassus and arrived here 4,000 years ago. Millennia before you. We are the future. That is all you need to know. So you were born and raised on the islands before you moved to Revicol. I'm a descendant. The narrow streets of Olunbur are with me in my genetic dreams. I see young Seminese women walk into the grey mass on Ile de Fantôme, waiting on immaculate conception from the Pale. So you did not come from the islands? No, cranes his head. I have heard about it on the radio. You would be appreciative if you did not further chase this line of inquiry in front of the women. So you're not really Seminese, you're just from Revicol. I'm from Curon. He changed his tactics, and no, it's not just in Revicol. This city is central to the Seminese strategy. Spreading through its trade networks, our culture will dominate the world. You have heard enough about our silogenic secrets for today. You have extinction to come to terms with, and never getting into this harbour. Kim, what do you think about all this? I don't think anything about this. We're wasting our time having this conversation. Your paedomoronic friend is right. We should leave here. You should leave here with your tail between your legs, contemplating race extinction. I am an immovable obstacle. Wow. So, yeah, got absolutely nowhere with that. Looks like we do have to possibly develop some physical side to our guy. I still think we could come up with an alternative solution, I guess. Brainless solution. It says GRH, the Greater Revicol Industrial Area. I mean, would it be bad if we got a mob to rush him? There's plenty of people there.
Bastards! We have a right to work!
What's going on here?
Pull up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
The broad-shouldered alpha male turns to you. He's a full head taller than anybody else. Oh, well, he'd be a good guy to take the other guy on.
Here to
wouldn't
fuck
he?
with us? Beat the honest worker down?
No.
Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Right to work! Right to work! Besides, we're not that different. It helps the people see us talking. Cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
What kind of cause are we talking about?
Rights of people, rights of workers, to have gainful employment, to make a salary, and feed their families.
Regardless, I have some questions for you.
Maybe you should ask them the questions. Like why we're not allowed to make a living here. Shame on you! We have families to feed, you piece of shit!
He points his finger at the man sitting on the railing.
So do we, scab.
The loitering man hollers in return. I want to get into the harbour too. Have fun, he snorts. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. You trying to meet their fat boss? I'm interviewing people about a murder that took place here, behind the hostel cafeteria there. I know nothing about a murder. His reply is snappy and terse. The mention of a killing sends a barely noticeable shiver of tenseness through him. Interesting. Why so tense? What are you talking about? I'm not tense. He is tense. Right to work. He again shakes his large fist, then turns back to you. It's shameful, cops doing nothing. You should bring backup, open the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime. I don't know. We're not picking a side in this one yet, sir. Pity. He turns around and bellows at the gates. Let us work. What exactly is your goal here? We were promised work. He points to the gates. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates. And you are unable to breach the entrance? Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office. He points up the stairs. Door's locked. The guard's blocking the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny mesk punk either. He points at the dock worker idling on the staircase. I mean head measurer, or whatever he is. Maybe you considered storming in, like all of you? Why don't you go and arrest them instead? I'm sure they've done plenty of criminal shit. They have that look. It would be better for the neighbourhood if you went home. At least for now, says Kim. If you can't get in anyway. No, they will give up eventually or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge. The man rubs his jaw. A perfect, lightly bearded, square wedge. You don't have any tips on how to punch a guy out, do you? Say a really big race theorist regarding a button. He smirked. Not before you get in there and get your ass whooped. Learn by failure, I always say. He might have some advice, but you got to at least try to fight Measurehead first. Return if you fail. Who are all these strike breakers? Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests. The man runs a hand through his steadily greying military haircut. We came here to help the harbour run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work. I have a question. The lieutenant looks him in the eye. Why do all those men follow your leadership? You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No, they follow the rules of market, the rules of economy. Because they were, he starts bellowing, given a job to do. You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from. Okay, I've got to ask. Exactly where are you from? What's it to you? Deep-set suspicion drips from every syllable. I thought you looked familiar for a second there. No, don't think we've met before. His eyes narrow with mistrust. I came to help out the people. Already got that. I'm interested in your background. We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from eminent domain in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs. Heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncers work. I know the drill. A bouncer? Where? I frequent a lot of bars. Maybe it's one I know. So these all seem like very similar answers. Sweet I Know Bar has been thrown out from several. Maybe that's why you seem familiar. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? Not right now, but I might have been there. I don't really remember things all that well. Uh-huh. It was a long time ago. The man is quickly losing interest in talking with you. Okay. I'm just going to leave for now. And I think we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more of this. So long.